Hello, I am Raymond. I'm from the Netherlands, so apologies for the very Dutchy accent. And I want to show you my Infinity armies. Well, what's Infinity? Infinity is a game by Corvus Belli, a company from Spain that make a skirmish battle game in the near future, 175 years into the future, where special ops, black ops kind of armies fight each other with hacking, guns, tech-like warriors, nanotechnology, you name it, they got it, and they fight each other with it. And it's very awesome. And well, the army that got me into the game is Ariadna, which is the low-tech army in this game, because the first colony that went out into space to colonize a planet was a mission drafted up from Russians, English, Scottish and French, and they got stuck there, cut off from humanity for 175 years, and now they are well, stuck with low-tech availability but very awesome fighting style with camouflage units and dog warriors, because the planet held a dog-like race which can spread its DNA by biting pregnant women and ending up with guys that turn into werewolves. So what drew me into the army were these three guys, especially the one in the middle, which is a Moblat, a Frenchman. You're looking at the Merovingian sectorial, which is called in Infinity, the French. And this guy just laying there with his heavy machine gun, shooting up the place, all Joie de Vivre like, which I thought was very cool. So I bought him and started growing a Merovingian army. Especially this drew me in as well. It's called a tractor mole. This robot-like tractor really looks like from World War II, the trucks, you know, with the missiles on top. This guy is also loaded up with missiles and can well, really shoot up the place. The Ariadna, well, they're not that very technological, but they can bring bullets and missiles to the field like no one else. So they just tire you with big guns. The Merovingians, they're the ones who, well, try to get technological advancements from other factions, which you can see here. Here you can see a tag, a mech warrior. On the right, the mech warrior, but on the left, here, the girl who pilots it. The whole Ariadna faction is led by the Russians, which you can see here. In front there are two veteran Kazakhs. These guys just won't die when you set them up. Another tractor mole with other rockets, and this guy is also very awesome with his auto cannon. Can really destroy tanks and other heavy infantry from afar. The only American you see here is this girl. She's a foxtrot with a sniper rifle. And well, that says it all about America in 175 years into the future. Their economy collapsed and they're not the big power you know today. The biggest power now is Pan Oceania, which we will see later, which is South America. So yeah, the Spaniards win in a way. This is another part of Ariadna. I got this one recently. They are the Scottish, which you can see, and they are the ones most influenced by these antipodes, the ones that bite pregnant women and give them werewolf-like abilities. As you can see here, these are the wolvers. They're half man, half wolf, and they're really cool, strong fighters that can really storm someone's line and bring a big mayhem. This one jumping over an obstacle. Here we see Highlander Catron, a sniper, and yes, the whole base you get with the model. So he's there sitting on his on a ruin, being all cool. So yeah, that's Ariadna. The second army I collected was Hak Islam, or New Islam. 175 years into the future, Islam is highly evolved, enlightened, and technological advanced, especially on medical science, math, and terraforming. So they got their own planet, Burak, and made it, well, like in the face of all Middle Eastern, Persian-like world. They really grasped back to the days of the Ottoman Empire and made a civilization which, well, frankly, has the most troops in Infinity, but is not the most technological advanced or the most superior. But it results into a horde-like army, in which where other armies would set up 5 or 6 models, they will end up with 8 or 10 models. So they got, well, a lot of light troops with some high-tech units mixed in. When you look up Hak Islam on the internet at www.infinitythegame.com, you will see they got a very sand-like color scheme. But mine have a white-purple color scheme because these guys go into space, and I wanted to make them look very space-fairy. They're the space tradesmen. Also surrounded this guy, which in my story is a sultan. It's a Kawajari. Okay. I struggle with the names of the Haq Islam because they have the most not easily pronounced names in the game. But the aesthetic of the Haq Islam is very, very cool, I think. Here you can see a Jan Bazan in the middle. He has a heavy machine gun, and this guy is known for being a badass because he can be shot, but can come up again because of regeneration. In Infinity, when a model gets shot, it's not dead yet. They're mobilized, they're unconscious, and doctors can come in and try to save your model or stab him to death if you roll bad. And well, Haq Islam is known for their doctors, so even when they come with a lot of troops, they have the doctors who can save them. Here you can see a doctor, but also an engineer and 2 robots that they send out to an area to save lives or models from certain death. Here you can see, well, this is actually a Nomad model. That's another faction in Infinity, but it can also be used by the sectorial of Haq Islam, which is Kapu Kalki, which use mercenaries. And this unit is a Nomad Iguana, a tag which you can see has, well, some arms sticking out. There's a guy in front, and when the robot goes poof, this guy comes out, still heavy armored, still with a whopping machine gun, who can kill your foes even when the big boy is down. Here you can see what they call remotes, robot helpers supporting, mostly for support. This guy is Rafik. Rafik has a special ability that they can shoot their at full capacity even when reacting to an enemy, so they can guard a flank. And these guys really make me think of the Pixar lamp, which you see when the Pixar logo comes in one of their movies. And well, the legs, they're also just as jumpy as the Pixar lamp. But this is just one part of the Haq Islam, because you have another sectorial called Assassins, which is made up of assassins and suicide bombers and, bring in all the stereotypes on Islam. But these guys are actually very smart. They're like college graduates all, hired in to protect knowledge and prosperity of their people. They're led by a mythical man called the Man on the Mountain, who give them missions to kill anyone who threatens Islam or threatens advancement of humanity. They get filled up with special assassins like the Lasik here on the right. She's a sniper who can shoot nano-viral bullets that, when shot, get you a nanovirus and eat you from the inside out. Really killy. to Dailami. These are two guys, well, schoolboys actually, who still need to prove themselves and go on near suicidal missions to end up in the Assassin sect. We got jump troopers. This guy over here, he can, well, look like your opponent, mimics your opponent and can come close that way and stab someone down. The 5 surrounding this model are Mujibs. They are the explosives experts. They are the mainstay troopers of the Assassins. On the right we got an Asiwara. These are the super soldiers of the Hak Islam, made in well, to wear a very powerful army but be mobile, even good in close combat, have big guns, and when they fall down they have an automatic kit in their armor which can save their lives when they're down, so don't mess with the Asiwara. The third army I have, well, I think this is the most coolest, fluffiest of all armies. They are the Nomads, where other societies found a planet to inhabit. These live in space. They got 3 big ships. Kanguska, which was set up as a place to have a black market. There's Corregidor, which was actually a prison ship, and where South America, the Pan Oceanians, dropped their prisoners, but then they decided that it cost a lot of money, so well, shoot that ship into the sun. But the prisoners found out about this little scheme and took over the ship, and now are formed with the Nomads. And the last ship, and this is actually what they got the most models of, are Bakunin. Well, that's a place where everything is possible, where you can engineer your body into being a cat without any restrictions. This is where they live the life, and this is where you find the space nuns with guns who also hack the shit out of you. Yes, you hear it well. You see here, not the model in the middle. Here you see the referent custodier. This is a nun with a gun from space who hacks and is a real hacktivist. And well, the church is back 175 years into the future. Knights are back, and these nuns turned their back on the church because the church said, well, we got an AI named Aleph, which is a faction as well, which we'll come back to later. And they're gifts from God, so we need to worship them as well. And these nuns said, no, they're a big brother-like organization that want to control our lives and to want to control Christianity. So we go to Bakunin and try to stop Aleph. What you can see about my army of nomads is that I incorporated models from other ranges. So here you have, this is actually an Aleph model, a traitor. So yes, in the game I use it as a rogue AI who slipped from Aleph to come to Bakunin and bring in all the nasty secrets she learned there to help the nomads beat Aleph. I also got a Pan Oceania tag here, which is called a Dragaway, which I found very awesome. But at the time I didn't want to collect Pan Oceania because I didn't feel like it. But the Dragaway I found so very awesome with, it's really anime with the gun on the shoulder, and I just loved it and painted it up. So it's nicknamed Tin Boy, and he joined the Nomads. So the other nuns you see, I call the Silent Sisters. You can use as a group. This guy is very awesome. He's called a Sin Eater. He's actually a bodyguard for the nuns, but he like a Sin Eater, he takes all the sins, so he's full of scars and all that stuff, and uses a special drug called neurokinetics, which makes him very itchy and twitchy, and can shoot anyone who comes into his view with a full burst of shots. Other guys you can see, this is also a remote, but for the Nomads it's called a lunokot. All the remotes of the Nomads are called after satellites made by Russians. And the two little guys here you can see are crazy koalas, which are really fun, because if anyone comes into 8 inches of this model, the crazy koala will run up to him, jump into the face and explode. So they're so cute and blowy. Here you got some moderators, a riot girl, an anarchic chick who likes to shoot up the place. Here's another, a model from the Hak Islam range, but I use them as prowlers. Here you can see an original prowler. And those dudes are like Rambos. They are camouflage troops, heavy armed, can come up close and really make a mess of your opponent. And here we got a Spectre, a sniper. Also really cool to use, because in this game you can end up with models not being on the table, but you use them as well. You got camouflage, which you use a camo marker that someone is unseen, but you can also go higher on that, and that's TO camo, infrared, neutralized. So you can, hidden deploy a unit, make a picture on the battlefield where you placed him, and end up picking him up from reserves and showing, in this tower I got a sniper and he will shoot you dead, and mostly he will do. So I ended up with my 4th faction, which is one of the great powers in Infinity. This is the Yu Jing, the 2nd great power in Infinity. These guys, they're China, with Japan mixed in and all other Asian lands, because when Pan Oceania, the great power, which we'll come to next, South America, Europe joined it, the last remnants of America joined it. These guys thought, we need to be ahead as well, but came out second, and took all the Asian countries in, including Japan, which is very problematic situation, because Japan was the Japanese economy was very dependent on America, and when America came down, Japan had to look at China for support. So they ended up with it. So in this army you can find things like the samurai over here, or the Japanese bikers, which can go really fast and make a mess of your enemy. Ninjas. Here got a ninja with a sniper rifle. But the Chinese part of it, it's mostly the sectorial called this imperial service. Yes, China brought back in imperialism. They have an emperor, and the emperor has agents, and this is the agent who leads my force. I call her Miss Mantis, because the color scheme, if you look on the Infinity website, is more orange. Very striking force. So they are more of the bad guys in Infinity, if you can call anyone bad guys, because really the biggest bad guy is Pan Oceania, which we will see later. Well, the 5th faction, which is not that big at the moment, you can see only 2 models, but 2 awesome models, is Aleph. In the story, Aleph are the post-human cyborgs, actually a vast Big Brother-like computer system which brings all of the human sphere together, because in 175 years in the future, the virtual world, the internet has got bigger and better, and has grown his own AI, his own artificial intelligence, which every human, mostly all the humans, high-tech humans, make use of in the form of a cube. Anyone has a sort of high-tech iPhone on their arm in which they can go into the virtual reality and even can download themselves into, for when in case they die, they can be resurrected with their cube and come back to life. And any human who has, well, achieved a lot for Aleph and the artificial intelligence, they end up as post-humans. But there's a part of the Aleph that's militant, and you can see two models here which I find striking. They have the steel phalanx as sectorial, which is made up of Greek mythological warriors. So here on the left you can see Ajax, very big dude with a hammer. He looks like he can bring a lot of destruction. And an Amazon warrior on the right, Pentelucia, she's on a bike and she can come straight in with a monofilament blade, which is one molecule thick blade that can, well, chop through everything. So this is my 6th faction, and well, it's the #1 faction in Infinity, Pan Oceania. And in this case I got a sectorial, the Knightly Orders. Here you can see Jeanne of Arc. Yeah, so she's the real Jeanne of Arc resurrected from the past to lead my army. Here you got a Knight of the Holy Sepulchre, which is cool because he can make 2 holo projections of himself, and then you have to guess from the 3 knights you can see running at you which one is the real deal before he shoots you. And here in the back you got 3 order sergeants, which are knights to be, and they support the troops. So Pan Oceania is the #1 faction. They're South America, joined by Europe, India, America, and they got the most economically advanced. They got the best welfare system. They got the highest advanced troops. They are the best shots. But in the meanwhile, that makes them very arrogant against the other factions because, well, we're #1. We're the best democratically led force in the universe. We got the most planets, so why do we listen to you, like Yu Jing or the other factions? So then I got some mercenaries in the game. Well, you can mix and match anything you like. That's the fun part about Infinity. You just bring the models you like and can play with them. You don't need much of them. And it's not like some troops are better than others. Every soldier brings something to the field. So mostly when you build a force, you can say, well, I need a sniper rifle, I need a heavy machine gun, or another heavy gun, and some line troopers to fill up, and some specialists, and then I'm done. And there's not more to it, and every model brings his own specialty to the table, so no force is alike because no soldier is alike. So here you can see one of the mercenaries. The first up is an interventor, which is actually a nomad, but I was in the mood of coloring a different scheme so she can be used in other forces as a hacker. Here on the back you see these 4 dudes are the Druze. They put up their own mercenary faction, first to bodyguard their own interests, but now to be there for hire, and they're, well, mostly a rough, tough gang. Here you can see those in the black you got a Kaplan, which are noble mercenaries, mercenaries with a purpose. Here in the back you got a tag, which I find really cool, Scarface and Cordelia. So brother and sister, the brother drives the tag, the sister repairs it, and I gave her 2 robots to help with that. So she can stay on a safe distance while the robots get in where Scarface made trouble. Really awesome dude. McMurrow can actually be used for Ariadna, the Scottish, and Nomads, but anyone who will hire him. So he's a big dude. He's, well, his mother got bitten by an antipode, so he was born a werewolf. This little fella over here, He has the coolest name, Senior Massacre. This guy is, well, an arena style fighter, like South America wrestling type kind of guy with katanas, and he, well, they made him look like Deathpool. So actually he can be found on the internet as being red, but I found him better blue. And this one is a bit of a battle with my girlfriend, because she knows I like painting. I got hundreds of models, 40k, fantasy, you name it, I got it, I painted it. And she was like, oh, you can paint and you're an artist like type of guy, but it's all with guns and shooty and no fun sweet stuff. So I paint her like a little pink princess, just to show off that I can also paint something cute. And then we have a bounty hunter, Mrs. Ashcroft, which I painted more steampunky like. So the mercenaries give me a way to try out new painting styles. But it's not all about humans in Infinity. Actually, I got some aliens right here. These are Chaksa. They're from the Tohaa nation, which is an alien race who just come in and wants to make peace with the humans and form an alliance against the combined army. Because while humanity is fighting themselves, a new threat has arisen, taken over, well, what was first a vacation planet called Paradiso, and they landed there, the combined army made up of, well, at first they were a bit of clunky models, but right now Infinity is patching up the line, getting more sophisticated, detailed models. So in the near future I will start getting some combined army. These are from Tohaa, but I don't really like the Tohaa. They're awesome in their kind of way, but I just don't feel them. But the Chaksas, especially this guy with this heavy machine gun, they're auxiliary troops. They're actually another alien race integrated with the Tohaa. They got my love and I painted them. So they will probably end up with my combined army, so they will betray their own masters to join the combined. So those are my armies. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the future I will make more videos. I hope to get some battle reports and eventually tell you about my campaign plans and the backstories behind my armies. But I hope to help bring more the spotlight on Infinity, because it's a really cool game. So I really encourage you to seek out other videos by Mini Wargaming and by Blue Table Painting to well, get yourself involved into this game and start playing it. So see you next time.